Show, 10 a.m. everywhere. Tune in next time. Enjoy the clip. Give me 500 likes on the video.
Run it back, Philly. No frauds, no fanboys, no intro.
Doc Rivers has been named Eastern Conference Coach of the Month for March/April. March/April? Is that 2 months? I don't know. Doc Rivers helped lead the Sixers to a conference best 15-7 record during this time, despite the Sixers having the NBA's toughest schedule. The 54-28 record is the most wins for the Sixers since 2000-2001. Fun tweet from Dave Early, Liberty Ballers. Did Doc really just swap Montrezl Harrell for Paul Reed, put Maxey back in the starting lineup, abandon all of his bench shenanigans, and win Coach of the Month? Yes, the answer is yes. What do you guys think in the chat first? Let me hear it in the chat. Do you think Doc Rivers led the Philadelphia 76ers to a 15-7 record? Do you think Doc had enough of an influence on that record that he deserved to win Coach of the Month? Or is it just the NBA says this was the best team in the toughest conference or in the toughest NBA schedule in the month of March? The coach wins Coach of the Month because you can't give it to someone else. If a NASCAR team wins the Daytona 500, the crew chief wins Crew Chief of the Year, whatever the hell, right? That's just by default because your race car driver finished first in the race. What was the crew chief really doing? Hey, car coming up on your left. Go high, go high, go high. Go low, go low. 2 cars on your right, right. Get in the left lane, draft something around this corner. Is it that valuable? Did the driver even listen to the crew chief? Or is he just a very, very good race car driver and knew what to do and beat everybody? That's what I'm saying. Did Joel Embiid, James Harden, and these guys even really listen to Doc Rivers? Or are they, hey, we are great NBA players. We can go out and win. It's just kind of an award by default. Also, NZ for 3 in the playback chat on the money right here. Congrats to Glenn for making the most obvious decision. So that's the thing. If you have a very talented team and you're kind of underachieving the whole season because you're running these lineups that really don't make any sense. I mean, you could ask a guy sitting on a corner in a lawn chair in North Philly with a Sixers hat on. You could just go walk past any block and find the dude with a Sixers hat on sitting in a chair and say, hey, does this lineup make sense against this team? And he'd say, no, they should do this. So you go the whole season with these questionable lineups, just like you did last year. The love for George Niang, the Montrezl Harrell love for the first 3 months of the season. The benching Paul Reed, the benching Matisse Thybulle, and then we have to trade him because you won't play him. Who knows if he's really good or if it was Doc. You go the whole season with just these insane, questionable lineups. And then for 1 month, you say, okay, I'm going to do what everybody told me to do. For 1 month, I'm going to do what everybody told me to do. And you bench Montrezl Harrell. You play Paul Reed, who is clearly the best option at backup center. You play the athletic rebounding defender who dives on the floor, gets steals, is scrappy, is not going to get beat in transition. You make the obvious choice there. You put Maxey back in the starting lineup because clearly he plays better with James Harden on the ball. And you stop with the all-bench lineups. You create a lineup of James Harden, Jalen McDaniels, Paul Reed, Daniel House Jr., who's just a psycho, and I love watching him play. I love watching that whole lineup play because you never know what you're going to get. They're all just insane. They might score. They might throw the ball off the top of the backboard. They might dive into the third row. It's just fun entertainment for me, that lineup. But I think the athleticism and the speed and the transition game and the defense, it's good for the Sixers bench unit. So you do all of the obvious things for a whole month. And the Sixers go from disappointing in certain parts of the season to being the best team in the NBA with the hardest schedule in the month of March. What I'm saying is these are not genius decisions. These are obvious decisions. So really what I think was Doc Rivers held back the potential of this team most of the season and then made the obvious choices, or just he took a step back and said, fine, here's the ball, good luck, and they were better. NBA coaches are funny because do they really matter that much? What I'm saying is, I kind of feel like NBA coaches can't really help a team be great. They can only hurt a team by overcoaching or coaching with their ego. This might sound crazy, but listen to me. In 2016, the Golden State Warriors could have won a championship with my 7.5-year-old son coaching the team, sitting on the bench, playing Minecraft on his Nintendo Switch the whole time. Now, I think their defensive philosophies have always been great. I love that about Steve Kerr. NBA coaches clearly have value, but it's a 5-on-5 game. The team with the best players on the floor beats the other team with the best players on the floor. Like I said, you could take this Sixers team right now. You could go get some guy on the corner in North Philly, and he would put Paul Reed in the lineup off the bench. He would put Daniel House Jr. off the bench. He would put Jalen McDaniels off the bench. He would make sure James Harden's on the floor with those guys to have a point guard on the floor, or Shake Milton. It's not that complicated. What happens is a coach gets to such a level and grows such an ego and wins a championship. So for the next 15 years, wins a championship of 4 Hall of Famers. So for the next 15 years, he's convinced in his own mind that his philosophy is the right way and the perfect way and the best way, and doesn't listen to anybody, and consistently overcoaches, overcomplicates everything. So really, maybe NBA coaches can only hurt a team because Doc's going to do it in the playoffs. He's going to play the bench combination of George Niang and PJ Tucker at backup center in certain matchups because he thinks he has to get creative in certain matchups. He said it last year. We're going to play Paul when they go small. We're going to play DeAndre when they go big. And the reporter was like, but that's literally not what you did. And he got angry that he got called out to his face. He argued with the media the whole damn playoffs last year. Why would it be different? He's going to overcoach. He's going to make decisions in the game that are going to hurt the 76ers. If the Sixers had no coach at all and just some random guy off the street with this roster, they might be better. I know there's people that are like, you just refuse to give Doc Rivers credit. You just absolutely refuse to give him credit. You just hate him. That's how I see it.